This is my project today. This is a beautiful scene, a ridge scene in the west of Ireland. It's just striking, isn't it? Every way you look at this. But my main objective, of course, is got to get the majesty of it, the size of it, and the distant hills. You notice they're very faint, very blued out, very little colour. This is aerial perspective. It's you just get the colours disappear further into the distance and just the blue remaining. So I've got to get this recession. I've got the ridge here, the green with all the rock formation, and then this magnificent rock structure here with the dark shadows here to suggest some 3D effect. And here, but look, if you look carefully, you can see here the a lake down there, water, and there in the distance as well. So, and of course this special person here walking along this ridge. So I'm going to have a go at this and hope I can do justice to it. You'll notice that I don't know if you can see it there, but I've sketched it out roughly. So I'm going to get on and do that in my watercolour. This is a 16 by 12, 140 pound Langton knot paper. It's sort of got some texture to it. So I'm going to have a little go at this anyway. So let's get I'm using mainly Winsor & Newton paints today. So I'm going to, I need a very faint colour, a very watery, light, almost cerulean sky to this. So I think I ought to start by cleaning my palette a little bit. You don't want to have grubby colours there. So let's get a little bit of tissue and wipe it clear. You can see my palette here. Quite a good range of colours. You've got Chinese white here, Naples yellow, lemon yellow, cadmium lemon yellow, cadmium yellow deep, ochre, some crimson here. I'm not sure which one, crimson or alizarin I usually use, but I've got a range of colours there. I've got the cerulean blue there, and cobalt blue there, and up here this is ultramarine, and cadmium red there, cadmium orange, Payne's grey, and I've got some umber here, and some greens. I've got various greens, sap green, viridian, hooker's green. I've got a bit of purple here. I might drop that into those distant hills. And the browns here, I've got that's burnt sienna, and burnt sienna there, and that is light red, light brown, light red. What is it? It's like comes out. They call it light red. It's almost sort of browny red colour, and some raw sienna here. So let's get on. I think I'm not going to put any clouds in it. I'm just going to make a nice, hopefully a graduated sky. So let's get a nice mop brush. Biggest one I've got actually is a number 6. I really ought to get a bigger one, but we'll go with what we've got. So let's make a nice puddle up, and I think I'm going to get some cerulean here. Get some cerulean going. It's a sort of coolish blue. If I used ultramarine, it would be more warm, but my scene, it's fairly cool in the distance, so let's get a goodish puddle. And I've got to remember that watercolour always dries a lot lighter, so you've got to judge that. I think actually I'm going to put a drop of cadmium in there. Not cadmium, what I mean cobalt blue, that's what I meant to say, cobalt blue. So let's just, I've got very little sky to do actually, so I'm going to do something of a graduated wash. So I'm just going to run it in like this and keep that bead going. You can see I've got my paper tilted, so we've got gravity helping me a little bit there. Right, I think I'm going to do that, but I think I'm going to step it up a little bit to the top there, a little bit darker. So I want it to, otherwise we add some interest by having it. Sky's always invariably a lot brighter at the top. It gets lighter as it comes down. So I think I'm going to leave that for the moment. Right, and next I think I've got to get in this green all along here. This is a big ridge coming here. Big green ridge. So I'm going to mix some of my greens. I've got various greens, as I said. I've got cadmium and sap green, I should say, and viridian, hooker's greens, a little bit of a mixture. I make a puddle. And I want to just get a sweep in here of different strengths, different sorts of colour. Trying not to get muddy with it. Different colours as I go. Vary, put a little bit of brown, a bit of blue to give me some different tones. And when it's wet, I want to put in some colours to represent the rock forms. This is my first wash really, but when it's wet I can drop in some darker colours to give me some hint at the rocks that we've got. There's a down here there's tremendous mixture of rocks, different. So I want to give some suggestion of the 3D of it. Let's give it some solidity. So I think this is, I've got to be careful not to overdo that. Well, it's, but I don't want to make it muddy. It's always the danger. Got to do it gently, gently. I think I'm going to leave it like this. Just a little bit here. And a little bit like that. I could make sure I've got a bit of yellowy, a brighter green just on that ridge because it's catching the sun more. So when it's wet, I think I'm going to just drop a bit of bright lemon yellow in there, mixed with a bit of green, just so I can emphasize that ridge a little bit. In the light. Right, let's leave it at that then. Put the odd bit in there. So having said that, always reviewing it as you go. Got to try and get in those rocks at some point as well. Right, leave it at that. Don't fiddle. Right, that's the first wash on there. Now I've got to get, should I go straight for those, the middle ground? I think I need to, they're a little bit sort of brownish colour. Not so green anyway. Not so green by any means. So I've got to do a bit of a test there. Let's see. Yes, I think we could go with that. Some extent there. A little bit of hint of green. There's a big dark area here. I don't know the geology of this part of Ireland, but it might be an old volcano. Any of you folks out there know your geology? I'll be interested here. Yeah, deep in there is quite a dark form there, hidden in the dark. So that will show us something of the line. Another bit there. I think I can take this up actually to the horizon line. Using bits of Payne's grey here. And we've got dark areas here. And I want to fade things out actually as they go, less colour, to give me some distance. Show the distance, the distant hills, so have that a little less colour. And let's wash my brush out a little bit. This out a little bit. And I think I should go straight and get some bluish colours in the distance. All this is blued out somewhat. Let's make sure. I think I Put a little, let's go for a bit of purple. See if we can suggest it there. Yes, I think that's what we need to do. This is dry enough. I could do a little wash of some purple here. Right. Then I need a little brownie light greeny brown. Yes, I think we need to go for those now. Try to leave a few lights, which it can be our rocks, our lighter rocks. But I've got to get light and dark, otherwise you don't see the lights. You have to have dark set against light to show you your darks. It's got these sort of craggy bits that come down. Try and get some shape to it, like little rock formations, lots of little gullies and okay. And actually some of it comes down quite a bit to these areas. And that dark, it needs to be much darker in there. Like a bowl there. Dark bowl. And its edge going here. This screed, a bit like you do in the lakes, I suppose, Lake District. And these forms here, I don't want to make them too strong because I don't want to bring them forward. Keep my lakes in here as well. Let's get a bit of blue going. Bluey purple dark colour for this little bit of mountain I have on the right hand side here. Got to get that tone right, not too dark. But I need a bit of blue or purple in it. Yes, I think a little bit more blue and purple might do. So I've got some violet here. needs to be a lot darker, so comes right. See it set up against this green ridge. And then we also have another ridge there. Ridge in the middle ground as well. Oh, this is a little bit damp. I could try and hint at some of the rocky forms there. Let's bring that grey-green down a little bit. See, I should get my lake in, I think. I don't know where it's lake, it might be the sea. I don't know the geography here. But let's get a nice blue. Yes, that should do. Like that. And also over here I have some blue as well. I think I'm going to lift with a bit of tissue there and get some of our blue in there. This is another body of water here. I need to bring the greens up to the lake now, I think. Make them a smidgen darker. Right. How can I try and show some of this? These rocks, these rock forms. I want to keep that edge, this green ridge, preserved. So I'm just going to try with my little squirrel brush here. To give a little more texture. This in the foreground is drying off a little bit too now, so that allows me to put a little bit more and use the texture of the paper to give me some texture. There's these sort of gullies areas as well. This, I think it needs to be a lot darker. I want to emphasize our lake a little bit more. I just need a little bit stronger blue in there, I think. I think I'll do that. And some of these trying to suggest it's coming right down. There's all this screed, gravel and rocks. I think I need to emphasize this ridge here a bit more. So I need to do that. And I think I could make that a little more emphasized there. Like a bowl, little curve there. Right, so I'm sitting back a little bit and I'm trying to see where the darks are. So I can emphasize the form of the mountainside. These craggy bits come down like this from this edge. Let's try and delineate that line a little bit so you can start to see some of the form of the mountain. Right. This ridge here, we could do that and soften up some of the edges to dry off my brush a little bit. Or dampen it actually is, but not too much, just to make these edges soft so they blend. But I think, well, let's get some more blue in here. As I said, it's going to dry a lot lighter, so let's make sure I've got that in. Like that, I think. So should we bring it down a little bit? dark areas here. So I'm using Payne's grey here as my main dark. I think I'm going to put a bit of green. Let's use a bit of artistic license to give it a bit of colour. Some of these white, I could just hint at them with a little bit of green, but I think I could put more purple in here. I'm going to do these rocks. Got to define that ridge. So it really stands out, so I think I'm going to go for a bit of thicker paint here, just so I can, and it's a little bit wet, so it's still, it can bleed down into my ridge here. So yes, I think that's what I need to do. A little greener, and it's bleeding down now. So maybe you get some different, put a bit of raw sienna, give me some different greens. Yes, I think we can do that. Bit of raw sienna added to my mixture. And what am I going to do with this foreground? Let's need some darks and lights, so I can make the bits of the paper that I haven't put very thick paint on shine through and suggest some rock. Can use the tip of this little mop brush to give you some edges. Got to connect that, soften that edge a little bit. Right. Yes, I've got to make a distinction between this mountain and this ridge. So I need stronger colours in the foreground and more muted in the distance. Still want to get some suggestion of the rocks. So I'm using a mixture of things here just to tap in. Let's get back to that green again. A nice ridge. You get the green comes down and you suddenly get a rocky outcrops. I think I'm going to go with some more green here, stiffer mixture. That's a bit better at bringing it. Right, how's it looking? I think all paintings go through this sort of ugly side, a bit confused, and you think, is it going to work? But it's strange how you can suddenly turn it around. So the main thing is not to give up, not to throw in the towel. Even if they're not a total success, you learn from things as well. I heard somebody say recently, not every painting is going to be a masterpiece, and you'd be wrong to think you're going to do that every time. That's a bit naive. But you keep striving as long as you're making some progress and it pleases you. You think, yes, so I like that bit, or not so well there. All is not lost. Right. Well, I think you've got to know when to stop, of course, with watercolour. That's the crucial bit. I think I'll get a smaller brush, and maybe I should put some gouache in, or some Chinese white to give me some hints of the rocks. Now I think I'll go for some gouache. It's a bit thicker, opaque watercolour really, that's all it is. I'm using this one, Winsor Newton, can you see that one? Gouache, so I'm going to get a bit of this and see if I can show some of these rocks. Yes, that's coming. I've got there are lots of little ones that catch the light. So I don't want to overdo this, but I'm trying to give some form to things. A little bit of light in there, and we've got a little bit of light catching on that ridge line there. I think we can do that. A little bit there. help us read the scene. This is not, I mean, I'm trying to be as accurate to the scene as I can, this form, but it's more an impression really. It's not photorealism. There are people actually who specialise in painting mountains. I suppose they're maybe they're climbers. They like to get every little thing right. So I'm not one of those guys, but yes, we get lots of little rocky bits coming. Here and there. I can use some greys as well. A little bit of blue to help it. Yes, I think we can do that. A few greys and dark. Let's put a bit of darks in as well. Darks in this area, I notice. I think I'm going to do some greys in there, although I've still got to define itself against this foreground. So I'm putting a bit of purple here, a bit of Payne's grey. Yes, it's down there in that valley, so we need to have that a bit darker, I think. Yes, we gotta do that. There are areas here which I can help define a little bit. I've just noticed there's a darker bit of blue in the distance there, maybe another body of water. So I'm just going to get a little bit of ultramarine there to put a little splurge in there. Maybe there's another body of water, I'm not sure. It's right. We can go again with some darker bits here. Use your nail to the back of your brush there, your handle. Give some texture. try and represent some of this. You can use an old credit card actually. So I've seen people do that. Or an old card, I've got one here. You say that's a good way of, yes, that could work. I've seen this done with oil, but it works with watercolour as well. I've got to help define some of the rock forms. Let's give it a little scratch there. Yes, that helps with some of the lines that you want to create. I'm wondering whether I should put a little bit of bluey colour into this form here. Yes, I should. And bring down this gullies a bit more. Make this show a bit better. A bit of Payne's grey there. I'm using a number 4 round here. This is Daleroni round 1 Aquafine. These are really nice brushes. They take a lot of beating. Yes, I think I can bring this up a little bit more. I think that will do it. Right. I think I need to show this valley area more. Right. Now I'm just looking in my distant areas. I think I need to, let's go back to that, some of that gouache. I need to bring this up a bit lighter, I think. A little grey form there. Yes, I think we can do that. Try and show that edge of that mountain side. Just wondering actually whether I should have a little bit more blue in this area. It's just a little bit too washed out. Let's, although I want it soft, give a little bit more form to it there, I think. I want to keep some shapes. And in the distance, just faintly Um, well, at what point do you stop? There's the question. When you're struggling to think what else should I do, it's probably a good time. And I must admit I'm thinking now, although when I look very carefully at my reference picture, I can definitely see slabs of rock like this. So they've all got a dark side as well. So let's just darken this foreground up a little bit. So we've got some contrast between light and dark. I think I could use a bit more water there, make it more solid. Yes, I think that's what I need to do. A nice gully here. Shadow. Right. Yes. Now what I've got to do is put my figure in. I want to put a lady just in there, and I think I'll put in a nice strong, a little bit of gouache, and then I can go over it and put some form into it. So I think I'll put it here. There's my hiker, my adventurer, and we've got to put a backpack on it now. Gonna do that, and a head. We've got to get a head in there. So let's want something that's going to stand out there, don't we? So I've got to do that. We got our head there, and a pretty substantial backpack there, I think. Maybe this person's carrying a tent. Yes, I think we go with that. Yes, I think. Another gully there. Bring a little emphasis to some of these ridges. Just using a bit of dry brush there to give me some more form. these hills. In the distance there. I think I need to soften that a little bit. Well, there you have. It's a view in Ireland, in the west of Ireland. And I've done this for somebody. This is a special view for them, so I hope they enjoy it. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed me doing this. If you've got any comments on the painting, or if you've hiked out here in the in Ireland, I'd be interested to hear about that. I've never actually visited the far west of Ireland, so perhaps I should go. Some great scenes to paint there, obviously, so maybe that should be a place to visit. Okay, well, thanks for watching. If you like this, of course, do give me a like and push the subscribe button so you'll be notified of the things I do in the future, and also helps my channel grow, which is always encouraging to see that people enjoy what you do. Well, thanks for watching.